Hey guys, you're welcome to my channel today. Thank you so much for stopping by. In this video, we'll be cutting and sewing this simple blouse that you can see on your screen. So for this tutorial, you'll be needing at least 1 yard of any fabric of your choice. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. The first thing I'll do is to draft on my pattern paper before transferring to the fabric. I'll go ahead and start taking my points for the front. The first point is the distance from my shoulder to my bust point, which is 10 inches. The next point is the distance from my shoulder to my under bust point, which is 13 inches. While the last point is the distance from my shoulder to my waist point, which is 16 inches. The next thing you do is to determine the length of your blouse. I'm going to leave mine at 20 inches, which is the length of the pattern paper. After doing that, I'm going to rule straight lines across all the points. So go ahead and label your lines. The first line for me is the bust line, the second line is the under bust line, the third line is the waistline, while the length of my pattern paper is the length of my blouse. So after doing that, I'm going to take half of my shoulder measurements, which is 8 inches. I'll indicate the 8 inches with a dot. On that dot, I'm going to go down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. Next thing I'll do now is to take my neck width. I'll be using 3 inches for the neck width, so I'll indicate the 3 inches from the center front. After doing that, I'll slant from the 1 inch shoulder slope to the point that I have on the neck width like this. So this is the shoulder slope. Next thing I'll do now is to go in by my armhole depth, which is 8 inches. But since this blouse is sleeveless, I'm going to reduce it by 1 inch. So instead of placing 8 inches, because I don't want the armhole area to be too open, I went ahead to place 7 inches. On that point, I went in by 8 inches, which is the same thing that I have on the shoulder line. So I'm going to rule a straight line across. This line is going to serve as my chest line. After doing that, I'm going to connect from the shoulder slope straight down to the 8 inches that I placed on this chest line. Okay, after doing that, I'm going to mark the middle of the straight line. So what I have is 7 inches. The center is 3.5 inches. So I indicated the center with a dot. On that dot, I'm going to go in by half an inch, and I'll also indicate the half an inch with a dot. On the chest line, I'll place my bust circumference divided by 4, and I'll indicate that. After doing that, I'm going to connect from the shoulder slope to meet the half an inch, and from there to the dot that I have on the chest line, which is my bust circumference divided by 4, I connected to get my armhole. After doing that, I'll be taking half of my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4 inches. My nipple to nipple measurement is 8 inches, half of it is 4 inches. So I marked 4 inches on all the lines from the center front, and I connected into a straight line. For the neck depth, you're going to determine how deep you want it to be. I'm going to leave mine at 3 inches, so I'm doing 3 by 3 inches. What I'll do now is to connect from the neck width to the neck depth like this. Next thing I'll do is to measure what I have left on the shoulder, which is about 5 inches. I'm going to divide it into 2. So the midpoint is 2 inches, 2.5 inches. I'll indicate the 2.5 inches. So whatever you have, divide it by 2. On the dart leg, I came in by 1 inch, as you can see, and I indicated the 1 inch with a dot. Now I'm going to slant from that 1 inch that I came in with from the dart leg to meet the center of the shoulder like this. On this other end, I'm going to take half an inch, and on this end I'll take half an inch. So I'm taking half an inch on both sides of the straight line. Okay, so I don't want the dart to be too much, so I'll take half an inch. So go ahead and do that. Then you connect the half an inch back to the bust line, as you can see me doing. So this is what we'll be using to tighten the over bust area. After doing that, next thing I'll do is start placing my measurements. I already have my bust circumference divided by 4 on the chest line. So on the waistline, I placed my on the under bust line, I placed my under bust circumference divided by 4. On the waistline, I placed my waist circumference divided by 4. So what I'll do now is to connect. So the dart that I took on the chest line, I'm not going to replace it because I want to use it to tighten the over bust. So after connecting, I went ahead to add my stitching allowance all the way. My stitching allowance is 1.5 inches. So I just connected as you can see me doing. Okay, so 1.5 inches for the stitching allowance. So after doing that, this is what I have for the front. To be using the front to cut out the back. So this is the pattern paper for the back. I've gone ahead to roll out all my lines. The only difference between this pattern paper and that of the front is the 1.5 inches zipper allowance, and the neck depth for the back is 2 inches, not 3 inches. The neck width is 3 inches as usual. So next now is to place the front on the back, leaving the zipper allowance at the back because I want everything to match. Okay, so once you place the front on the back, go ahead and use your pins to hold everything down. I'm doing this because I want to trace out the side and I want everything to be the same. So like I said, the only difference between the front and the back is the zipper allowance and the neck depth. So I've gone ahead to trim out what I have. I'll first of all cut out the front neckline and I'll cut out the back neckline and then the shoulder slope. So remember, I came in by half an inch on the front armhole. I went ahead to trim that out, but at the back I did not trim out any half an inch. So what I'll do now is to extend the waistline into the zipper allowance of the back. I am doing this because I want to eliminate zipper bulge at the back, so I'll come in by half an inch. So I'm taking half an inch away from the waist area of this blouse. You see the way I'm connecting it upward and downward like this. So after doing this, when you fix your zipper, it's not going to bulge at the back. So I'm going to cut off the half an inch from the waist area like this. So now that we have both front and back piece, I'm going to remove my pins and then we're going to take the dart for the back. We've not taken in the dart, so I'll be marking 4 inches, which is half of my nipple to nipple measurement on all the lines. After doing that, I'll connect into a straight line like this. So the next thing I'll do is to measure what I have on the shoulder area. So I'm repeating the same thing that I did for the front, but before I do that, I'll come in from the dart leg by 1 inch like I did before, and then I'll divide what is left on the shoulder by 2. What I have is 5 inches, half of it is 2.5 inches, so I indicated the 2.5 inches. Now I'm going to slant from the 2.5 inches to meet the 1 inch that I came in with like this. After doing that, you take your dart on this side. So I'm going to take half an inch on both sides. So it depends on what you want. You can do that half an inch on both sides. You can do 0.75 inches on both sides. I'll connect it back to the bust line like this. Okay, so after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and cut. Okay, so I'll cut off these parts. It's not going to have this armhole area, so I'll cut it out, and then I'm going to split the back open just because I want to join it back together to give it a nice fit. Okay, so cut off these darts as you can see. So I'm going to also cut out the front just like I did for the back. Okay, so I'm going to open up the dart area. I'm cutting out the dart because I want to sew them back together, and I'll cut it exactly as you can see me doing. I'll trim off this side on the armhole area, and this is what we have for the front. So I'm going to place this on my fabric and I'll cut. So this is the front. The center front is on fold, and I added half an inch all the way around, but I did not add anything to the base because I want my blouse to be a crop blouse, so I didn't add anything to it. I also went ahead to cut out my lining exactly how I cut out the main fabric. Don't forget to add allowance all the way around except the side and the base. Okay, so I'll remove my lining piece and I'll go ahead and pin the main fabric right side facing right side. So arrange them in place, pin them, head over to your sewing machine to sew using the half an inch allowance or whatever allowance you left while you were transferring the pattern paper to the fabric. Use it to sew all the way and follow the shape that you already have. So I'll pin my lining piece exactly how I pinned the main fabric, right side facing right side, and I'll also head over to my sewing machine to sew. For the back, I've also gone ahead to place my pattern paper on my fabric and I went ahead to cut. As you can see, I added half an inch all the way around except the base and the side. So I went ahead to also cut out my lining piece. So I'll keep the lining piece aside and I'll start pinning the main fabric right sides facing right side. After doing that, I'll also go ahead and pin the lining piece and I'll head over to my sewing machine to sew them together using the half an inch allowance that I left earlier. I've gone ahead to sew the front in place and this is what I have. So everything that I did here, I repeated the same process on the lining piece. So what I'll do now is to join the main piece and the lining piece together right sides facing right side. So I'm going to arrange them in place. I'll use my pins to hold everything down. You're going to head over to your sewing machine to sew on all the sides including the base. You leave allowance on one side just to turn everything inside out. So after sewing, go ahead and notch all the way around and then leave a little bit of opening on the side that you'll be using to turn everything inside out. So this is the back piece. I've sewn the main fabric in place. I repeated the same thing for the lining piece. Now I'm going to place them and the lining piece right sides facing right side. I'll pin all the way around and I'll go ahead and sew. I'm sewing on all sides including the base. I'll just leave a little bit of opening on the side to turn everything inside out. So after sewing, go ahead and notch, turn to the right side and then iron everything in place. So I've done that for the front, and this is what I have. This is the opening that I used to turn everything inside out. So you can just stitch on the opening to close everything up. This is the back. What I'll do now is to arrange the back in place, and I'll head over to my sewing machine to fix my zipper to the back. So the zipper I'll be fixing to the back is a zipper that I can zip all the way to the end and remove it and then zip it back. Okay, so I'll go ahead and fix my zipper with my 1.5 inches zipper allowance. I've gone ahead to do that, and this is what I have. This is what it looks like. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to arrange both front and back together, and I'll go ahead and sew. So go ahead and pin the shoulders in place, and you'll be sewing using half an inch. That's the half an inch that I left for my joining allowance. Okay, so I'll sew the shoulder, and then I'll also pin the side, and I'll also sew both sides in place using my stitching allowance. So after doing that, I'm going to give my blouse a good press. And yeah, that is all for this tutorial. I hope it was helpful. Don't forget to like this video, leave your questions in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.